Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome in, everybody. You saw the thumbnail and you know why you're here. There was an interview that took place with Giving You the Real Tea and Lexi Mccollum, a part of the Fletcher family from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And y'all, I watched the interview. We are going to talk about the full interview. I have many thoughts on it. And also, too, I want to hear from you. So, higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Let me take down this iconic intro because it was a lot. It was quite a lot. I thought about so much. First of all, of myself and many other Black kids, right? That, the biological dad and the biological mom didn't get together. So then there's the step parent. And you think about how dicey that is. How you feel, Crawford? Welcome, man. You think about how dicey that is. And so I'm going to tackle it from the kid point of view, right? Even though I'm 29 and she's 30 something, we still all have the kid side of us, right? So higher is weighing, lower is available. But either way, we are live on tour. I took down the iconic intro. Okay. You see the virtual tour background. You hear the virtual tour music. And then there is me. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you all here. I normally don't do that at the beginning of the show, but I just felt like me not seeing y'all not seeing me for that at least first minute, just to kind of give the context on this interview, I felt was like really helpful, because I know that a lot of people are going in on Nell and Chris. But I'm going to tackle it from a different point of view, and y'all know we keep it fair over here. We do. Like I said, for the part 3 after show for season 6B, 11 Marriage Huntsville, me and Gigi and all of the legendary tours of virtual travelers, the virtual tour family, we spent a significant portion of that part 3 after show talking about Lexi and Chris and why didn't we get anything in the reunion. And I did say, and we all said, that Lexi deserves to have a voice. So on that note, let's do what we do and go on tour. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. This is going to be a hot one. It's going to be a hot one, but I think it's going to be good because, man. Hey, Nikki News, good to see you. Y'all ready to go on tour? Let's do what we do. First of all, let me give credit where credit is due to Giving You the Real Tea. I thought he did a brilliant job of the interview, and I think the questioning was right on point, you know what I mean? Because this is the first time that we've heard from Lexi since the whole family dinner. And I think this was Lexi's platform to be able to release her say, her piece, and her point of view, right? And there's a lot of inconsistencies that I'm going to go over, not just from a storyline, I'm thinking of reality TV, not from a storyline point of view, but from an emotional point of view, right? And also too, y'all know what we do over here. We give soul to everything we do over here. So let's do it. Let's go on tour. So Giving You the Real Tea, brings up Lexi and says, I don't want this to be a bashing session on your dad. I want this to be about you having your peace. And I think it was important for Giving You the Real Tea to be able to establish what the interview was going to be about, right? Because everybody had their preconceived notions. Now, I learned about this from Story B, one of our legendary tourists here, part of our virtual travelers, virtual tour family here. And I had no idea the interview was happening, right? So I was like, okay, this is out the blue. Why? And we do get to why Lexi did the interview. So from the crack of the interview, Lexi said that they're no longer family and has not seen the kids since November of 2022. And so you think of November 2022, 23, 24. So basically 22, 23, 24. That's 3 years of not seeing of Chris and now not seeing their grandkids. we all remember that family dinner, right? That was probably one of the most pivotal scenes this past season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And at the dinner, for those of you who may not remember, at the dinner, it was basically Lexi, Lance, Chris Jr., and Kayla, and Kiki. Kiki's the niece. Um, Kiki's mama raised Nell, and so Nell is a bonus mom or auntie mama to Kiki, right? So at this dinner, a lot goes on from, Kiki. Does Kiki have a job, rather or not? Chris Jr. won his dogs back, even though he got arrested. And so, we get to Lexi, that says flag on the play, and with Nell saying, "Shut the hell up." Now, I know a lot of people had some thoughts about, how Nell responded. And I said this in my review of the family dinner, right? And I said this on the live after show. Every black mama got activate button, right? So I did not want to hear everybody say, "Oh, you should be talking to your daughter that way." Every black mama got activate button. Every black dad got activate button. Some of y'all have activated it before, right? But it was a lot going on, because then you had, Chris Jr. and Lance having a disagreement about, how Chris Jr. Handles himself with green spaces, that he sits on his behind, and that doesn't make, his team look good, right? So then we get to, Chris Jr. having depression, and how, Chris Fletcher and Chris Jr. had that emotionally powerful conversation. But a lot of people were wondering, well, where is Lexi? Because that conversation happened, and y'all remember what happened. When have I ever cussed you out? And you cussed me out more than once, from Nell's point of view. And then, Lexi said, "If y'all gonna keep talking like this, y'all can kiss my actual social self." And when that happened, Chris went out, and, that conversation of, "So all my life has been difficult to you." It was such a father-daughter conversation to me that I feel like maybe they've been put on the back burner for a long time, and it just kind of came to a head. So that's the family dinner, to give y'all context, right? So Lexi lives in Nashville, but she has family in Huntsville. Lexi has 2 kids, and she's boring. She has 2 sisters and a brother. Alonzo is the stepdad. She's an animal lover. She's got like a dog, a pig, a fish, a cat, a dragon. And Lexi did not grow up with the Fletchers. Now, I will say this. When you are, hey, G baby, who baby, welcome in. Now, when you are a kid going through divorce, right? It's very dicey to go from your biological parents to not having your dad, or not having your mom. And so you have to balance out, okay, who is this new person? Why are they here? And you have your defense walls up, right? So to me, when she said that she did live with the Fletchers, I understood, what I mean? Like, why she didn't live with the Fletchers. I guess where it came up for me and a lot of us was when she went into her diatribe of her memories with the Fletchers, even though she said she was with the Fletchers a lot. Because how you spend time with them and how you live with them are 2 completely different things. I'm just going to be real. I mean, type in one in the chat, that makes sense. How you spend time with a family and how you live with a family are 2 completely different experiences. So Phyllis Crawford says it appears Lexi needs to continue to heal. Her pain coming from her childhood can carry on with adulthood. Absolutely. And thank you, Nikki News, so much as always. And I do agree with that. I think when it comes to being a child in this world, and I feel for the children of today, because good Lord, it's YouTube, it's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's Facebook. There's a disconnect with connecting with reality. I mean, I was born on August 5th, 1994. That was the day that the greatest thing in the world came into the world. You understand? Everything's in the eye of the beholder. Don't at me, y'all, okay? But no, in the 90s, I grew up with Nickelodeon Studios and Slime Time Live and Double Dare and Legends of the Hidden Temple. I grew up with, Rugrats and, oh my God, what else? Tahina, all that. Saturday Night Nick. Cartoon Network, I grew up with what? Dexter's Laboratory. I grew up with Courage the Cowardly Dog. So at that time, television was geared towards kids, right? And it was more of an outlet. But now the world is so digital now that the kids of today don't have those memories that they can pull back from. Like I can pull back basically every part of my 90s childhood. But the kids of the 2000s, 2010s up to today, they don't have shows like that where they can, go and have conversations and, do things from those shows outside. Because I remember Super Soakers, not the baby Super Soakers, but I'm talking about the big ones with the orange cap where you had to twist off and you could pour in ice cubes and ice cold water and Puppet be in the bushes. So it seems to me that with Lexi exactly right. So to me, from Lexi's point of view, how she spent time with them, she didn't have anything to focus on that allowed her to breathe in her childhood. But I could be completely wrong. I could be completely damn wrong. No family is perfect. We all got something praying for this family. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, with that being said, now we get into Chris being a dad. Lexi said that she never spent a lot of time with him and has never been alone with him, and the wife now has never allowed that. She visited some summers, never attended birthdays, attended one holiday, and she said that Chris is attractive, loves Sprite, is funny, and loves to dance. So here's my thing, right? If you say you never spent time with them, but yet you visited some summers, right? So which one is it? I think that's the big thing with a lot of people with this interview is that you say you don't know them, but yet you can bring up everything about them. And so the disconnect there for me is you can't talk about how much you wish you had more when you were in a situation to have more. And it is very complicated. And like I said, I'm tackling this from a very different point of view. I'm not kissing anybody's behind. I'm calling things out as we often do over here. But I also understand that pain is pain, and pain is not the same in everybody's eyes, right? Hey, Swamp Talk Louisiana chick, good to see you, beautiful. Glad to have you here. You may know random facts about someone without really knowing, and that's facts too. That's absolutely facts too. Nikki News, I do agree with that. I think the random facts, though, shouldn't dictate how you think about them, if that makes sense, right? If you really are going to talk about somebody, it should be about who that person is at the core. You know what I mean? Just because I like blue and I like wings doesn't mean that you know me. You know of me, but you don't know me. But I do agree with your point, Nikki News. Very articulated points. You often do, beautiful. So, Lexi went to a couple of birthdays, and she forced a invite. And then, Lexi loves reality TV but doesn't watch the show. Lexi's mom and Chris was married for 3 years, and Lexi said Nell broke up the marriage, and Nell was pregnant when that situation happened with her mom and Chris, and that Chris has always been absent. He wants his cake and eat it too. I really do feel truly that she wants a relationship with her dad. And we got to remember, let's go back for a minute, everybody, if we can. Let's go back for a minute with Kiki, right? Y'all remember how in the reunion, how she said that when she gets ignored, she gets triggered, right? And that when you come for her, she goes low, right? That mechanism doesn't mean that that's who Lexi believes Chris is, but you talk from your hurt. You talk from your hurt. And when Kiki said that she would love to repair the relationship, and I think we gotta recognize this too. Just because someone is hurt doesn't mean that they don't want to heal. And I felt that for Lexi, she just wanted to be seen. She wanted to be embraced. And she wanted to feel like she had a place or has a place in that family. Because what I heard was hurt. And giving you the real tea, talked this morning about why are y'all upset about what Lexi had to say. I think it's the point of, from people's point of view, and everybody's trauma is different. So let's get that straight. That even though your trauma is your trauma, why are you still remembering it? Right? And I think it was Bishop T.D. Jakes that said, holding on to your history can hold you back from your destiny. So I think that's what it is. And let me tell you something. This is not Super Mario where you can restart the level, right? So I think for a lot of people, the reason why people were upset with Lexi was because you say that you didn't spend time with them, but yet you're bringing up all their business, right? And it's just like, how long is too long to hold on to, right? So I think that's where people are at with Lexi. It's not that people are wishing anything bad on Lexi. I think they just want to know, where is the true pain coming from? Because this projected pain of, let's see, we don't have the right to tell Lexi how to feel. That Darren was traumatized of her as well. And listen, Nikki News, I've said that. I absolutely said that and fully agree with you that it was traumatizing as well. I think in the same token, Lexi did put herself on camera, right? And it's like Phyllis Crawford said, it's complicated, right? Because even though we should not tell Lexi how to feel, we also saw in that scene of some of the things that if we did it, oh my God, like there is no way in hell I could cuss out my mom or dad and walk around mentally. You know what I mean? So it's very, very tricky. I do agree we don't have the right to tell Lexi how to feel, but we do have the right to give an opinion with respect to what is given to us. Does that make sense, Nikki? I hope it does, and always love you for sure. And you have been Team Lexi, and I am Team Lexi as well for the fact of I want her to heal as a person, right? So I know that this review is not going to please everybody, but in the same token, listen, I'm still learning too. I know I have an old soul. I know that I embrace my village, but guess what? Braylon still makes mistakes. But I'm trying through this review to give love, grace, and space, because there's no point in throwing lighter fluid on a fire that's already burning. So I'm trying here, y'all. So we went through Chris as a dad. Then we get to, let me read some of your comments before we get to the dinner. Phyllis Crawford says, from my work career, which I am now retired, I saw a lot of children being born from substance abuse, mentally impaired parents. Oh my Lord Jesus, I hope those kids have made it out for sure. The true pain is having a dad who needs to buy a backbone from Amazon. Oh Lord. All right, Nikki, breaking news mentally tonight. Okay, then I see you. I definitely see you here. Good. Oh Lord, I know when I drop this link, y'all gonna have a lot to say about my review. Good Lord Jesus, but it's all love here. It is all love here. So we get to the dinner. According to Lexi, Chris has never been a priority for. According to Lexi, Chris has never been a priority. Chris has never had a priority for Lexi. That's what I'm trying to say. Chris has never had a priority for Lexi being a priority in his life. Hey, Mary H. French, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Lexi says that, the Fletchers have always wanted to be on reality TV. Family and friends have told them that. Lexi was scared for the Fletchers to be on TV because She was scared of how many women would be coming out the woodwork. Now, the situation that happened, and this is the thing, right? We all have been told as children, but specifically black children, stay in a child's place. Now, growing up, it's like, wait a minute, you brought me into the world. I didn't ask to be here. But I think sometimes in life, though, some things do need to stay where they need to stay. And we'll get to the mom in a minute, because a lot of people said that the mom should not have said anything. But also, too, in the same token, that's that mom's truth. And I understand using your truth to help your kids, but also the truth and the capacity to take in the truth has levels to it. So I'm not saying the mom didn't have the right to say anything to Lexi, but it seems to me that maybe being a mama's daughter, she may have took her mom's pain as her pain, and didn't allow her to have, and Lexi didn't allow herself to have her own experience. I could be completely wrong. And like I said, this full review tonight, I could be wrong in everything I'm saying. Okay, so listen. But yeah, that situation, but that statement of I was afraid of how many women would come out. If Nell and Chris have made it over and your mom made it over, I think that was our line. Like, I get that you're hurt, but we have to put context on what's in reality, right? So Lexi says that the Fletchers have been where they are for about a decade, and the house that they bought was when Kayla was in her junior year of high school. Lexi said that they were label hungry and materialistic. Lexi did not expect it to go there at the dinner because Lexi and the Fletchers have been good for 3 years. And by the way, y'all, I think there would now y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was a point in time that Lexi was with the Fletchers until she was the age of 7 years old. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think Lexi stayed with them until she was like 7 years old, or there was a gap there. But y'all let me know if I'm wrong with that. So you say that you haven't spent time with them, but you're bringing up memories of how you spent time with them, right? And you said that y'all been good for 3 years. So something in the Kool-Aid ain't sweet about this, because for you to be good for 3 years and then for this pain to come out all of a sudden in this interview can seem very perplexing and distasteful to a lot of people. Now, I'm on the outside looking at it. I ain't in your damn family, okay? But it seems to me that maybe there was some hurt there's some hurt that are stains on your mental clothes of emotions, and you did not allow your clothes to dry, to let those emotions dry up. Like you put the clothes in to the washer, you put the detergent in, you put the bleach in, and you allowed them to clean. You allowed the cycle to do what it did, and then you put them in the dryer, but you just threw the clothes out without allowing them to just have a new life. To me, I could be completely wrong. Lexi went there to promote their business, and she said Nell could cook. Although she said the food was a little cold when they got there. Lexi said that little Chris said that the family is fake, and Lexi got his number last year. Let me go to the comments real quick here. Hey, Rosary, welcome in. Glad to have you here. It may take Lexi a long time to recover, Phyllis Crawford says. Rosary, hey. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick says, I don't think Chris is close to any of his kids. Of the kids, be it for him hexing or working so much, I didn't get the sense that he was close to any of his kids. You know, that goes to a quote that my mom, and I think many people have said to young people, don't get so busy making a living that you forget to live a life. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see that because Chris is on his hustle, but also too in the same token, like if you don't have a hustle, how do you live for your how do you provide for your family, right? So it's dicey. I agree. Swamp. Nikki News says, "Hey Rosary, agreed. I think Lexi wants to zing Chris with that comment." Um, Story saying, "Hey Rosary, I don't believe that the Fletchers were bursting at the seams to be on TV. That part right there, because they've been friends with Mel and Martell, and I'm sure it would have been hard for them to get on the show. Absolutely. Even in the interview with Carlos King, Nell did not want to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville, but everybody kept recognizing Chris Fletcher as a side character, right? So I think that's where a lot of people are getting upset. It's like, Lexi, they've been on the show longer than you, right? So they have more of an end to being on the show than you. 10 people in the building. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We are live on tour. We're reviewing, giving you the real tea, and the Lexi Mccollum interview. Glad to have all of you here. So we get to little Chris, and Lexi said that little Chris said the family is fake and got his phone number last year. Lexi said when you go to that family, you have to kiss the ring of Nell because she pays for so much. And that Lexi said that she was the black white sheep of the family. Phyllis Crawford says it's worse when the world is seeing all of this. But in general, pain is pain, that part. Hey, Nedra, welcome in. Glad to have you here. So Lexi said that they talked about Lexi's mom for 15 minutes, and that is a trigger for her. That you can talk about anything, but don't talk about my mom. And like I said, we don't see everything, right? We only see what they allow us to see when it comes on Saturday nights at 8, 7 Central, only here. Hashtag on keeping it real, right? And I truly do not think, because Lexi said in this interview that the Fletchers hate her. I sincerely, now, even though this is TV, okay, and we don't know these people from a can of paint, I truly do not believe, I truly don't believe that Nell and Chris have a hateful heart. Now, that's not me defending them, okay? I'm just going off of what I see, okay? But I truly don't think for them to be in the position that they are in, that they could have a hateful heart, right? And also, too, I don't think in the interview, now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think in the interview Lexi talked about how they were talking about her mother. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't think she said anything about how they were talking about her mother. I don't think she said that they talked about her being this or that or the third or bringing up a mirror. I don't think that Lexi brought up how they talked about her mother, or is that just me? Y'all let me know in the chat. Nikki News said, I'm still undecided about Nell. Nedra said, why is she so concerned about money? Chris is a broker and does well financially. That is very true. Some emotions never dry up. That part. She did. Okay. So see that. Okay, let's go there, Story. Let's go there. My thing is this. As a interviewer, now this was not on giving you the tea's fault, okay? But I will say this, as a interviewee, if you are coming on to speak your piece, you have to speak all of your piece, not just the piece that is comfortable for you to speak on. Because if you are saying that the Fletchers were talking about your mama for 15 minutes, we need at least one or two examples so we can gain a context from you on how you felt. Because at that point, you saying that really didn't add to anything. If anything, it made more people confused. So it goes back to how everybody is feeling about Lexi being a person who is carrying this hurt and not allowing herself to breathe through her pain. Does that make sense? Why Lexi didn't talk about how she invited Nell to her behind Nikki. I was always suspect. That is the chat there. Nikki News says, Nedra, I think she mentions money because they weaponized their wealth against Lexi. She was excluded from at least one family trip because they pay child support. Nedra says the Fletchers didn't come on the show previously because Nell's mother was sick and she was caring for her. And that is a fact. In that interview with Carlos King, she did say that. And also, too, Nell just felt that there was a lot more responsibilities that she recognized that she had higher that was waiting for her, that she didn't have the energy to give to go to the lower that was available. And I want to talk about this, right? Because I'm not a parent. I'm a family of one. I have a family who I love very much, my mom, my dad, my sister. I'm a family of one, right? Even though they said, they pay child support and go ask your mom. If I was in that situation, listen, that would be up to me to speak to my ex-wife of, is it okay if we invite her on a trip? And if she gives that permission, then just do the right thing. Now, that's my point of view. Okay, like I said, I'm not a parent, so don't at me for saying, Brandon, you're 20 now, you don't have any kids, you shouldn't be speaking, okay? Listen, I know that. Thank you for letting me know something I already knew. Thank you for breaking news to my brain cells that I'm not a parent. Thank you guys so much for your help. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all came through for it, brother. But I believe in the rule that right is right and wrong is wrong. And so I think, listen, even though they pay child support, that is still your child. But hey, what do I know? I'm just 29 talking on YouTube, okay? So, with that being said, that goes to the Fletchers were deferred decisions to Lexi's mom. Let's see here. But Chris didn't speak to his ex-wife. It's frustrating that they mistreat that girl. So that would be on Chris then, on not speaking to the ex-wife, because I do remember in the interview, and I saw some of y'all there. I saw Uncle there too. Lord help. It boggles my mind how God allows some people to be mothers and fathers. It boggles my mind. Because why was Uncle Wanda there? That's not her business. She needs to attend to her own daughter. Being alive and heathen out here. And yet you want to be upset because somebody had an opinion on you, but yet you disrespected somebody else's kids. Get the hell out here, Unc. Anyway, but that would be up to Chris to speak to his ex-wife. I think there has been mistreatment, Nikki News. I think it's the levels of mistreatment that needs to be defined to see how big the mistreatment is. Phyllis Crawford said, I agree with you, Braylon. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick 318 says, I agree, Braylon. I wasn't understanding how she expects to see Chris again in heaven. Honey, you're not going to heaven with that hate in your heart. I want to speak on that just for a minute. I know that's later on in the interview, but y'all, we're live on tour. When we're live on tour, we go to all the destinations that come before us. My mom has always said, people may not remember what you say, they may not remember what you do, but they always remember how you made them feel. And you don't get a second chance to live one life, right? I keep saying this is not Super Mario where you can restart it. I think that Lexi is really hurt. Because even though Chris did wrong, I don't think Chris would ever say that about his daughter, Lexi. I don't think Chris would do that. So that disturbed me, because I'm like, okay, if you have that much hurt in your heart, what you carry, how can I put this? Just give me a moment. I'm trying to breathe. What you carry inside of you will reflect in how you give to your life. How you carry what's inside of you will determine how you carry that out in your life. And so I say that because if you feel that way about your dad, what other hurt is there? Right? Because that was very strong for her to say that the conversation will be in heaven. Um, just recognize the heavier your hurt is, the heavier your life will become. So I do want to speak on that. Phyllis Crawford says Lexi may have some other underlying issues, just my opinion. Yes, it's on Chris. I watched the interview twice. Lexi's heart is filled with hurt, not hate. I agree. I agree. I've been saying that. Wait, did I say hate? I don't think I've said hate. Um, but yes, I think she is really hurt. So true, Swamp Phyllis Crawford, Swamp Talking Louisiana chick. She has more vitriol towards Nell than Chris. The issue is her dad. Nell wasn't controlling Chris that much. If he was slanging Pip, like people say, so the anger should be at Chris. All children technically should be involved. No child left behind. She did Swamp Talk with Louisiana Chick 318. Nell is the lady that stole her dad. Well, we're going to get to that with the mom because there was a lot with the mom. So, Kiki said Lexi mom did too much and wanted Lexi's mom in the delivery room with her when she was giving birth to her child. Lexi and Lexi's mom gave Kiki things for the baby. That was the only time that happened. Lexi wanted to cuss out Nell since she was a child. Now, y'all remember that gap that we talked about, right? That I think she was there with the Fletchers until she was like 7 years old. Now, I'm not saying children are not smart because they absolutely are, right? But I think how can you at 7 years old comprehend what you want to cuss out your parent for? I'm gonna say that one more time. How in the world at 7 years old or within that gap of, you know, of your mom and Chris being married, how can you know what you want to cuss out your stepmom for? So to me, that goes way deeper to me than just being hurt, right? Um, Let me see here. And like I said, this interview, not this interview. I mean, this review of this interview, I could be completely wrong in everything I'm saying. So we're taking everything with a grain of salt. Phyllis Crawford says, in my opinion, Chris should spend more time with his sure than 304. So you're saying that he should spend more time with his child than going to the Home Depot to getting a 304 and digging holes in the garden in the backyard. Okay. More saving, more doing at the power. That's the power of the Home Depot, y'all. Nikki News said. I'm sorry. This is a very serious review, okay, y'all. This is a very serious review. Nikki News says Nell is a part of the issue as well. Nell could have allowed Lexi a long time with her dad. She also could have encouraged Chris to invite Lexi on family vacations. Paying child support isn't sufficient. Absolutely. Money is money, but time is time. You know what I mean? There is a distinction and a difference between the two. Lexi says she was only at Thanksgiving and Christmas only a couple of times. And Lexi said that she's never been invited to the family dinners because y'all remember when Chris said that she does this at every family dinner. And that according to Lexi, that Nell and Chris are more of a distant uncle and aunt. So when she went back to Nashville, right? Y'all remember. So y'all remember at the end of that scene where Lexi said, "Kiss my actual social stuff," right? That when they drove off back to Nashville, Lexi cried all the way home. And then the husband, Alan, said that if Lexi brings her kids around them, that he will be serving divorce papers. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute before I give my thoughts on that. I'm going to go to the comments here. So I'm talking Louisiana Chick said, The story be Lexi and her mom said Chris had a plethora of women. I believe that Benel got pregnant, so again, it's still on her dad. Phyllis Crawford said Chris allows Martell crap. I don't get it. Is there current information? And Phyllis and Mickey News said Phyllis Crawford that part. So it definitely is Swamp Talk Louisiana chick. This is all his fault. I think that's what you meant to say. His fault. So I think for Alan to say that if you bring our kids around them, that I will serve you divorce papers. That's a heavy thing to do for a divorce. Oh, thank you so much, Nikki News. Hey, the super chats are working again. Yay! Y'all, I'm so excited because the last time the super chats were not working. So apparently it worked. So awesome sauce. To the Silva, Nikki News, it could story be. Thank y'all for the super chats from that day. You don't have to give the super chats again unless you want to. But yeah, I'm glad the super chats are working. And Team Lexi for sure. And here's the thing, right? I am Team Lexi for the simple fact of that this Black woman is a Black woman and someone's child. We have to quit being about just because they're not saying everything right, that there should be casted to a mental health not to be cared about. Because Lexi is also a mom to 2 kids. And we should be on Team Lexi for her peace, healing, and her elevation to be whole. So her kids can have a full mom, not parts of a mom. And so that's why I am giving grace, love, and space in this review. Okay, so, oh Lord help. Mary H. French, what if Lexi mom didn't want her to go? My son don't have a relationship with his 2-year-old daughter because of their mom. I'm a grandma. I don't have a relationship with them. That is also true. Now, see, here's the thing. I believe at this point, everybody has a part to play in it. And we also have to recognize that in divorces, that it's a tug of war, right? So if Chris was trying and the mom blocked that was uncool on the mom, right? And if the mom was trying to reach out to Chris and Chris blocked it, it was wrong on Chris. So that's where I'm at with it. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So I'm talking Louisiana chick says, I'm sure Nell wasn't allowing Chris to sling pipe or letting water go through that pipe. I'm adding that to Swamp Talk Louisiana chick's comment. Everywhere yet he still was. Okay. And or is so Chris had a mind to do what he wants to do when he doesn't let Nell stop that part. Children are very smart. That part. Laughing emojis from Phyllis Crawford. And Story B says, I kind of makes me. That's how things were at her mom's because she had bonus dad as well. No, for sure. And let me just say this to Alan, right? Alan, I know you ain't Black, okay? You're a white man, so I'm gonna speak to you from this point of view, right? This is a family that is not your family, right? You married Lexi and you married the family. Do not, I'm breathing in what I'm trying to say because I really do care about what energy I give when I'm speaking. Do not allow the fact that your 2 kids may want time with their grandma and grandpa be the reason why you want to get a divorce and break up your family. I'm gonna let that breathe for a minute before we move on. And here's why I say do not allow the fact that your kids want time with their grandparents to cause a divorce, right? Kids didn't ask to be here, right? And as a kid, that's when that's the infancy stage of growing into who you are. And so even though the relationship may not be good with Lexi and her mom and dad, that doesn't mean that the kids don't deserve love from their grandparents. And like I said, I'm a family of one, but I'm bringing this from a legacy standpoint, right? Because just like a tree, you need you need the seed to be in the ground. Hey, Delisha Nicole, welcome and glad to have you here. You need the seed to be in the ground in order for a tree to grow, right? And in order for that seed to grow, you have to leave it alone. By you saying, if you bring them around, if you bring the kids around them, you're basically taking the seed out the ground for the tree not to grow. And what is going to happen in the backyard is that one day it's going to get to 105 degrees for your kids mentally, that because you dug that seed out the ground, they have no shade to cool off and be still and to have a place to fall. When that seed is in the ground, it grows into that tree. Through the roots grows that trunk. That trunk is your foundation. The leaves is their village. The branches are the extending arms to your kids. And that whole tree covers your kids. That's your village, Alan. So I am not speaking to you. I don't think I've ever been this deep on Virtual Tour Live before. I've been deep before, but not this deep. I can't speak to you as this because you're not that. I can't speak to you as parent to parent because I'm not a parent. But I am speaking to you as someone who is a human being with that big tree as a village over me, as shade, comfort, and protection. Do not allow the fact that your kids need that tree of a village to break up your family. Okay? So, all right, we're going to let that breathe for a minute because, child, I was trying not to cry through that. I really, and listen, is Alan going to see this review? Probably not. Is Lexi going to see this review? Probably not. Will the Scepter see this review? Maybe, maybe not. But I think about KB, right? When she came over to this channel. And what I recognized in KB was everybody was talking at her that nobody was speaking with her. And so when that statement was said from Lexi, I felt that Alan needed to be spoken to, not taught at. So, story B, that's why she don't like Dale. She loves her family, her mom and bonus dad, but that's not her mom and dad. Mary, heart goes out to you seriously. For sure. Prayers up to you, Mary, for that. Hopefully that will be healed. Exactly, Mary French, Nedra, Swamp with laughing emojis. And then Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick 318 says Chris should have done more to be a father to Lexi. If he left now for another woman, he should have left now. If this was coming in between his firstborn and her, Chris effed up. I do agree that Chris effed up. I do. But I also believe everybody is effed up in this situation in some capacity, shape, or form. By the way, did my tree analogy make sense to y'all? The way that I spoke about that line not the line, but the sentence of that if you bring the kids around, that will cause a divorce. Did that analogy and what I said make sense to y'all? Y'all give me y'all thoughts on that before we move on, because I want to make sure that in this review that this is a full-fledged conversation and we take this time, this space, and this energy to cover everything. Tyler and Timos Gmon, welcome in. Glad to have you here. This man is feeling his wife's pain, and culturally we see things differently. Absolutely, totally agree, and that's why I spoke the way I spoke. I just want y'all guys' take. Did that make sense to y'all? From the way that I spoke about it, because I was trying to find the words to say. I couldn't think of anything else but that tree example. I couldn't. There was no other, because in order to understand how big a blessing can be, you have to talk about the magnitude of the size of that blessing. Does that make sense? Everybody saying hello to everybody. I'm loving the energy over here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are live on tour here. We are talking about the Giving You the Real Tea and Lexi Mccollum interview. Okay. Thank y'all. And like I said, y'all can give y'all thoughts in the chat on my tree metaphor. And please give your thoughts on that, because the only way I get better at responding to things like this is if y'all give me feedback on what I say, because I know that I am still learning. I'm still broken in some areas, but I'm also am trying to give the best I can. So y'all give y'all thoughts on that tree example and anything on your mind in the chat when I drop the link, for sure. Glad to have all you here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. So we get to Lexi's mom. Lexi's mom said she owes no resentment. She was married to Chris for 2 years, not 3 years, as Lexi previously implied. And she met Chris in high school, 22 years old, infidelity and habitual behavior. Stepdad stepped in when Lexi was 5 years old. And Lexi's mom said money is one thing, time is another. And that, Lexi said that Nell won because she got pregnant. And I'm just like, wow. Okay, like, we know you hurt, but like, good G. Like I said, there's a lot of hurt there. But I feel like in this interview, Lexi felt that this is my voice and I have the power to influence how I not only release my pain, but how people receive my pain. So I do think that there was some statements said to trigger emotions to get people on her side. I'm not saying that she didn't have the right to do that, but that's just how I feel. Okay. Nedra said if Nell was the side chick and Nell's mom, Lexi's mom, felt some kind of way, y'all know she probably didn't let Lexi go on the family vacation. The mother's not innocent, in my opinion. I agree. Like I said, if the mom reached out to Chris and Chris blocked Lexi from coming, that's not fair on Chris. If Chris reached out to the mom and the mom blocked it, that's not fair. Because Story B says, no, I did understand until you broke it down. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. The legendary Alpha MC who has called us Taurus over here. Hey, everyone, a happy Friday. Sorry I'm late. First quarter, kicking my tail. I'm going to be listening, jumping in wherever something hits my ear. Well, we know we love you and value and appreciate you as always, good sister. Glad to have you here. Nikki News says, we don't know whether Lexi mom was ever approached about Lexi and vacations. The mom said that she prayed with Nell. That is maturity. Absolutely. And here's the thing. How can I put this? I think every interview that has ever been had in the world of broadcast journalism, no one has ever been happy as a viewer. I'm going to tell you why. Because at the end of every interview, no one is happy. So I knew that this interview was a platform and a space and um, a space, a platform, and a gateway. That's the best way to say it. A gateway for Lexi to release how she feels. But I knew that this interview was not going to cover everything, because how can you cover all of your pain in one interview? You can't do it. Not here, not there, not anywhere in the past, present, or afterlife. Um, so let's see here. Lexi's mom drove halfway to drop Lexi off. Lexi mom shared things when Lexi became a single mom, and she did say try to meet Chris halfway. But as she got older, um, no, absolute, y'all. I'm agreeing with y'all. It is her truth, okay? I'm agreeing with y'all. Team Lexi for sure. Listen. I am fully in agreement with y'all. And like I said, when I said I was going to review this thing, I didn't know how I was going to review it, but I know one thing to know, two things for sure. I bring soul to things better than anybody else on YouTube. Look, hashtag I'm the chemical X of YouTube and social media, okay? To use a Powerpuff Girls reference. So I knew that in this valley right now is of confusion, um, a lot of diversity of emotionality, and it is some heat in the valley. So I knew that in order to do this review, why add heat to a valley that's already hot? Why add heat to a valley that's already hot? Why add heat to a valley that's already hot? So the way I'm coming at this, I am trying, giving, and mentally trying to be responsible for every single emotion that happened in this interview, and as I'm doing this review live. So let's see here. Oh, let me put my church finger up. To me, Lexi absorbed and internalized her mother's hurt about the dissolution of her marriage to her dad. Lexi was in competition with Nell being his wife. That's a very fair statement. That's a very fair statement, because it seemed to me, it seemed to many people, well, I'm not going to say many people, but I would say a good majority seem to feel that the mom has moved on, but Lexi has not. You know what I mean? Nikki New says, Brian, I'm a windmiller. I'm windmill in the comments all day. I know you do. I know you do, and love you for it. Alpha MC says, hey, Nikki News, a good story B. Nikki News. Laughing emojis from Story B. Yes, Nedra. I'm from Phyllis Crawford. So we get to Lexi's mom paid for photos at Lexi's wedding. And y'all remember how Lexi said that y'all know how Lexi's mom said that Lexi almost did not invite them to the wedding. Lexi's mom asked Lexi to invite them to her wedding because she didn't want to have any regrets. Right? And so I will say this, right? Because this was talked about let me see. Let me make sure that I am correct in my notes. So if y'all remember how giving you the real tea asked, was it just on Nell or was it multiple women? And Lexi's mom said that it was multiple women, but it was Nell who kept coming back. But I do believe for that to end up happening, it takes two to tango, right? And some people are saying, is Nell coleslaw? Absolutely not. I think that Nell stood up for herself when Chris cheated. And that's more than coleslaw has ever done, ever will do, or has the capacity, capability, comprehension, or brings us to form a brain to find her worth. So I disagree with that assessment. G Baby Who Baby says, I can see that Alf MC But I guess because it's still her dad. Alpha MC said, I say all that because in Lexi interview with T, she brought up the material things Nell had, but not her dad. She never once said Chris has X, Y, and Z and didn't get me one. That's a good point. That's a good point. Um, and she did say that you have to kiss the ring of Nell. When it comes to this family. Nikki News says, and I quote, I think it's unfortunate that Lexi is being blamed for the actions of immature adults. The amount of gaslighting towards Lexi at that dinner was disturbing and telling. How do you wait 18 months for a man to return to stand up for yourself? I agree. Everybody's timeline, space, and capacity um, for what they want. For what they want from themselves and how they distribute that emotionality is up to that person. I totally agree with all of you. Give me one moment because I'm going to bring up this clip. We saw this clip before, but I think in this capacity, I think that this says a lot. I think this says a lot. So let me bring up this clip here, okay? Because I think that at the core of this, this is what it is. If my husband leaves, I'm filing. I'm not waiting 18 months just so he can bring me some diseases. That part. Absolutely. You should not wait for your freedom when you're in control of your freedom. Wait a minute, I'm gonna say that one more time. You should not wait for your own freedom when you are in control of your own freedom. Oh my Lord. Okay, let me present this clip because I think this says a lot. Here we go.
Somebody give me a tissue, please. I'm with you. Cheryl Jackson just tweeted, I'm doing the ugly cry up in here. I don't want to. Don't make me ugly cry, Bishop. Don't make me ugly cry up in here. Cheryl, you all the way gone. I see you. Ugly crying up in here. But what just hit me is because I've had to learn to do this with my mother. That's why it hit me. You've got to meet people where they are and love them at the level that they can receive it.
Right.
Yeah. And that's hard because you want to love them. You just want to love them. And I think one of the reasons, if I may say, that we all get so caught up in the way we want to love is because we have these ideals versus realities.
Absolutely.
These ideals versus reality, you have in your own mind what a mother should be and what you wanted your mother to be. And in many cases, your mothers and your fathers can't be what your ideal is. Isn't that correct?
Yes, because they were broken when you got them. See, it's not like you broke me. I was broken when I came here. Yep. So even though you need me to have both legs healthy, the reality is I'm crippled. And I need to know that you can love me with a broken knee, with a broken leg. Even if I come short, can you love me on my level? There are people amongst us like you and like me and many people in this room who are voluminous. We are 10-gallon people. But we may have been born into families of people who have pint capacities.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that.
A 10-gallon person and you want love, you want it on a 10-gallon level. But if you fool around and hook up with a pint person, they could be giving you all that they have, sincerely giving you everything, but it doesn't fill you up because you're bigger than that. Because you operate on such a higher level that you say, is that it? Is that all you're gonna give me? I feel you. I feel you. But you must realize some people, That's all they got. That's really all they got.
All right.
I hope that helps with this review, because I think that's where I'm at with this review, and we still have a long way to go. But what Bishop T.D. Jakes said is so true. You could have a 10-gallon capacity, but as you are asking for gallon energy to be given to you, all they have is pint-sized energy to give to you. And I think that's where we are. Lord help. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick, I love you so much. Oh Lord. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick says she may not have been Lutzlaw, but Nell was a side chick at one point. I like Nell, but hey, sis was a side chick. Say it like you mean it. Ooh, hashtag shout out. But I hope that clip helps y'all. Because I feel like that clip was ringing in my head of what Lexi is feeling. She wants that 10-gallon capacity, but because of the circumstances that have come out of the creation of her capacity to take in stuff, because the energy wasn't being matched, she was at 10-gallon level, but she shrunk down to a pint-sized capacity. Like I said, this review, I could be completely wrong in everything that I'm saying. Alpha MC says, I can see and understand Lexi as being hurt by her dad, by not being a full-time dad active in her life, but she's also stuck in her past and continues to lash out towards everyone because of her hurt. Hashtag Team Lexi. And by the way, y'all, I'm just going to say this right now. Let me go back. I'm trying to see. That right there is the Oprah Winfrey Network at its finest. All those people in Dallas to tape a show about learning about life to become better. That is the Oprah Winfrey Network. Okay? That's what it should be. That's what it needs to be. That's my opinion. Let's roll on. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are talking about the Giving You the Real Tea Lexi Mccollum interview. As you can see from the legendary tourist, as legendary Alpha MC calls us, the virtual trials, the virtual tour family. There is a tidal wave of many emotions in this valley of this review as we are going through it live right now. I am your man, your friend and family member, Braylon Lee. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. All right. Woo, Lord Jesus. So, you know what? I honestly feel like my emotional intelligence comes from God. Because I'm like, how the hell at 29 years old am I able to speak this deeply on an issue I've never been through? But let's roll on. Listen, when God has gifted you, anointed you, and crowned you, you don't got to question where you came from when you know who gave it to you. Let's roll on. So, with that being said, Lexi's mom switched up her support for the relationship between Lexi and Chris when the dinner came up. And we already talked about Lexi said that she won because she got pregnant, and the mom had a reaction to that. And we already talked about how Nell was one of many, and Nell called the house. Chris pursued Lexi's mom and drove to Mississippi and came to Lexi's mom's aunt's funeral. But Lexi's mom found letters from Nell. And Lexi's mom said that her grandmother told her, you never care about the other person in the relationship, but she had lunch with Nell. As time went on, Nell was still there in everything, but she moved on fully. after a length of time. So Lexi loved Lance as a brother, and Lexi would go pick up Lance, for like movie nights and things like that. Lexi's mom has prayed for Nell's marriage to Chris, as Nikki News has stated. Lexi's mom said yates for them being on the show. When Lexi came home, Lexi's mom was watching the grandchildren, and what Lexi's mom saw was a broken Lexi. And Lexi said she didn't realize how much they hate. She didn't realize they hated her so much, and Lexi's been chasing this relationship forever. But her family, including Lexi's mom, and I say Lexi's mom because I can't remember her name, Ralph. I'm not being disrespectful, y'all. I'm giving this as I took my notes. But I will say this: that mom, even though some people are blaming her for sharing her truth with her daughter, just because somebody gives you their truth, that doesn't mean that determines how you are as a person, because that was that mom's truth. She had the right to give that to Lexi, but it was up to Lexi to be responsible for how she took in that truth. So I do want to say that. But Lexi's mom and her family said, when is enough enough? And Lexi's mom said, don't go after crumbs, go after the bakery. And so Lexi said the door is permanently closed. Lexi's mom wishes that the door wasn't closed. Lexi's mom said no to LMAH is not Black excellence. And that, we need to be able to see more of ourselves in a elevation of happiness, and not in a at a ground level of disrespectful energy and disrespecting responsibility, in so many words. So Lexi's mom has a 15-year-old, right? So she even said, I can't go on because I'm still raising kids myself. And Lexi's mom did allow girl, wait a minute, for what Lexi did, even when Lexi said that she would come burn the house down. And Lexi said she didn't mean that literally. Lexi, I'm glad that you clarified that, but I'm going to let you know right now, ain't no way in hell, and forget Black right now, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Blasian, Italian, German, Japanese, whatever the hell, there ain't no way in hell as a kid you're going to be able to say to your parents, I will come back and burn this house down, and you think it's going to be cool. Literally or not, okay? There's no. I don't care how pissed off I get. Ain't no way in hell I'm saying that. Because they could have said, okay, you want to do that? Cool. They could have went to police with that, but they did not. They did not. So you also got to be responsible for what you say and what you do too, Lexi. I am Team Lexi because I want her to be healed, but also too, like, if I'll put it like this, Lexi. If you're asking your parents to be responsible for what they do, you also have to be responsible for what you do too. And I'm glad that the mom said, now wait a minute with that. And just because you said it, just because you said you didn't mean it literally, doesn't mean that you're not responsible for what you said. So, oh Lord, okay. All right. So we get to, we're basically at the end, y'all, with this reunion. Now I'm going to drop the link. I want y'all to come up and let me know what you think of the interview, what you think of my thoughts, because I know y'all got a lot to say. I got a lot to hear, but let's roll on. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. So Lexi watched the clips because she loves reunion. She doesn't know anyone else on the cast except the Fletchers. Giving you the tea, did say something that I think I think everyone in the sector said, including me and Gigi Nunn and all the legendary tourists here, as the legendary Alpha MC calls us, the Virtual Trials and Virtual Tour family, has discussed that it annoyed him that there were questions about little Chris when it should have been about Lexi and Chris, because that was a bigger issue than the dogs. So that was addressed. There has been no call from Chris at all since that dinner. But there was gifts sent to Lexi's kids for Christmas, and no gift for Lexi's daughter's birthday, I think. And Lexi sent the gifts back because Chris doesn't have Lexi's address, but has the parents' address. Um, and Lexi sent the gifts back, and a lot of people felt a way about that. And like I said about the tree thing, Lexi, that message that I gave to Alan also goes for you too. That tree of shade, love, and protection, your kids are going to need that. And not to mention too, like I said, this is dicey, right? Because God forbid a black man tells a grown black woman what to do. We're cast to a pit of hell that we can't come back from doing that. But it's the kids though. Like, kids didn't have anything to do with this, okay? I wonder why there was no calls. I was wondering why that was too. I don't think that was I don't think that was addressed in that. So Lexi just wants to heal, and the only thing she wants is she doesn't want them to bother Lexi. Now she does have a relationship with two kids from Lance, and she misses the relationship that she has with the kids with Lance. And she did well up with emotion here. And here's the thing, right? If you want to show love, then give love. Like I said with Alan, who said, if you bring the kids around them, I'm gonna give you divorce papers. Don't allow the fact that you're so in pain hold you back from giving love to people that you want to love on, because you don't get a second chance to give love. Once you're in that ground, it's over. Giving you the tea wants a resolution for Lexi and Chris for the grandkids, and Lexi said that conversation will happen in heaven. We talked about that. Like I said, I thought that was her truth. Team Lexi, it was her truth. But also too, just like, I'll put it like this. Y'all remember what happened and Why Did I Get Married Too? When Janet Jackson's character said, I hate you, and then there was a car crash immediately after that. So just be careful, because you say it now, but it hits different when it happens. And I think everybody has went through that, where it's like, oh, damn, this is real. And when it's real, there's no restart button on the level. You understand? So Lexi says that she has anxiety and depression. Last year, she was not on her meds, she wasn't on her meds for a month after her son's birthday. Let's see here. Nikki New says the problem is that Chris won't accept responsibility or accountability for the past. He has a bit of dust on him, like his friend Martel. I agree with you, Nikki News. He definitely has dust on him, but I think there's dust everywhere. But also, too, how you give also determines what you receive. So I do agree that Chris is at the epicenter of all this. So I agree with you there. Chanel McCullough. Glad to have you here. I think she has misplaced her. Wait a minute. Do we have a family member in the building though? Like I'm not even trying to be funny. I saw McCullough. You know what? McCullough. Child. Not me thinking all black people are the same. Lord help. I'm so sorry, Chanel. Welcome in. I see. I think this is your first time. Welcome in to Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have you here. Alpha MC says Lexi needs real healing and to also have sessions to do with her dad alone and later with now. So I'm talking Louisiana. Chick 318 says 100 Nikki News. At Nikki News, yes. Nikki Phyllis Crawford says, I didn't understand why she would call her relationship with Lance kids. What did they do? And that's why I'm saying, right? When she said, and I quote, that conversation will happen in heaven. If that's what you'll say about your dad, what else will you say, or who else will you hurt just because of your hurt? That's all I'm saying. Because she seemed to really care, you know what I mean? So, Lexi said that Chris was upset that Lexi's son didn't say happy birthday to him, and that was hard for her son to say happy birthday. So there may be autism there. Allegedly. Okay, I'm just going off of what was said in the interview. Um, Lexi said that she only hears from him when she calls, and there was no care or concern what happened to Lexi because, as Lexi said, that she almost took her own life. And so Lexi felt that the fact that you could not show any care after I've told you that I have been on the meds for a month, that got to her. And I think Chris too, listen, that was up to you, Chris, to call your daughter. Now, also, too, let's recognize this. Even though Chris could have called, love, understanding, and compassion is a two-way street. If I keep calling, you keep rejecting me, what else am I supposed to do? So, like I said, Chris is at the epicenter of this, but also, too, like, given shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken again, running over, men will give into your bosom. In order for that to happen, you have to give in order to receive. I may be wrong, but Piers Martell has some fresh info on Chris that no man would allow this behavior with triple I's. That could be the case for sure. And then a week later, called the husband to come onto the show. Now, I will say this, Chris. I think that before that happened, there should have been a conversation about your daughter almost not being here. That conversation should have took place before asking them to come on a show. Just saying. And the events have been 2.5 months apart from the events, two and a half months apart from the events that were happening. Lexi said that the Fletchers have a lot to give, but the clips that they released of the family were falsehoods. If they were real, there would. If they were real, there's 5 seasons there. The amount of Chris have stepped out on have the amount of women Chris has stepped out with on Nell allegedly. 6th or 7th grade. Nell didn't hear from Chris for 2 years. Chris moved out with his girlfriend and the kids, and Lance had to move in with Nell. Let me just say this too. I really do believe that God does give his strongest bows to his strongest soldiers, but that doesn't mean that they deserve that battle. And I don't know what the situation was with Chris and Nell, but there should have been a coping mechanism for Lance to still be a kid. To me. They moved to Harvest, I think Harvest, Alabama. There was those four kids in one house. Nell worked at the Dollar General. They ran from Atlanta, didn't know what happened. But something happened. And Nell and Betty. This Betty is Nell's mom, okay? Not the Betty that is a pig, pushing out ignorance and gloom as she always does. So the Betty that is the pig that pushes out ignorance and gloom, that's Stormy's mama. Betty is Nell's mama. So let's get that straight. 10 or 14 years, the daycare was Betty's until Betty passed away. And I will say this. When that was brought up, I did see, Lexi do this. So that lets me know that Lexi does have love for people. Because she could have said something about that. But obviously that lets me know that Betty got to Lexi in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't know if anyone else noticed that emotionality within that part of the interview, but I definitely noticed it. Lance and his daughter, with the girl that they had when she was 16, allegedly, she said she wasn't going to reveal for the sake of the niece. I'm glad you didn't say all of it, but then again, here's the thing, if you're saying that that's someone else's business, then you have to let it be their business. Then Lexi talks about the annual fundraiser, the back to school drive was a lie according to Lexi. As you said, Lexi, you spent time with them, you didn't live with them, so you don't know everything that they did. Lexi said that the Fletchers are self-involved people, all about image and driving the car. Now listen, that is your opinion, but also you did want to be included. So they couldn't be that self-involved and all about image and driving the car if you wanted to be a part of that. Just saying. Right before Christmas, So this was a situation right before Christmas. Lexi was down with the Fletchers, and so the kids were one up Lexi, and Lexi was down there for Christmas with her son. And so there was this thing about Victoria's Secret, $3,000 of Victoria's Secret, and so they spent that on Lance's ex-wife. So Lexi says she wanted Victoria's Secret. They didn't say nothing, but then they bought Victoria's Secret sweatpants for Lexi. The cars that happened, Mercedes, Kayla got the Mercedes rather. Chris got a limited Super B Charger. Lance no car. Kiki has no words for her and doesn't know. And Lexi said that Chris and Kayla are the most loved, and Lance is not treated fairly, allegedly from Lexi's point of view. I think she said something about Lance, but Lance, eventually, said had a tantrum, or not a tantrum, but he was frustrated and got a challenger. The Fletchers told Lexi to ask her mom if they could give her a car because they pay child support. And Lexi said that she had a 2006, 2008 Nissan Altima, that she was in a car wreck and stuff. Now, here's my thing, right? I think even though, you should ask for child support, I did say if that's your kid, that's your kid. Now, this is just me. So what I'm about to say, I can be completely wrong on, like I said, I'm a family of one. But if I was a parent and you already had your car, right? And it was in good condition and everything, why would I give you a car? You already had a car. That's just me. I could be completely wrong on that. Now, the way I would have approached that situation is, okay, Lexi, you already have a car. What's the mileage on it? Do you have payments on it? And is the car working for you? Let's have a conversation. At the end of the conversation, if this car is working for you, rather, then you can keep your car and we will make the upgrades on it, just to be fair. And if you are done with the car, then let's see if we can sell that and then use that as a down payment. And whatever money you get from that car, right? Whatever money you get from that car, we will match that. Now, that's what I would do as a parent. Okay, like I said, I'm a family of one. I could be completely wrong on that. Let me go through some of your comments here. I think you may be right. Nikki News at Phyllis Crawford, think you may be right. Chanel McCullum, she wasn't ready to come on the show. She needs to heal. They all said that. Laughing emotions from Story B. So I'm talking Louisiana Chick said, I think Chris may have some mental health issues as well. His eyes seem empty and full of pain and regret. It looks like a lot of people agree with you. So I'm talking Louisiana Chick 318 Swamp. You could be right. Nikki News said Louisiana Chick 318. That's a good point. Eyes are the windows of our soul. You might be right. So I'm talking Louisiana Chick 318. Exactly. What were the other children upgrade? Was Lexi's car in good condition? That we don't know. Well, we kind of know because Lexi said that she got a hoopty, but she didn't give the condition of the hoopty. But like I said, what I said, that's exactly what I would have done as a parent. I would have had a conversation. What's the condition of the car? What's the mileage? What are the payments? Is the car working for you or no? If the car is working for you, we'll upgrade it. If the car isn't working for you, we'll still upgrade it and sell it. Then whatever money that you get from that, we will match that and use that toward the down payment of a car. Or if you really do feel that way, we'll get you a new car. That's what I would have done as a parent if that was my child. Just saying. So then we get to Nell showed her closet to Lexi and showed off the Chanel and the Louis Vuitton and everything else. And Lexi felt some type of way about that. Anything Lexi wanted, she had to ask her mom. The Chanel thing. Here's the thing. I think Nell has had her own money for a long time. I think here's the thing too, right? Everything's in the eye of the beholder. So Nell could be saying, hey, look, this is what I like. Do you like anything? But to Lexi, it's like, why are you showing me this? And I don't have this. So Same experience, right? But two different points of view. Right at Nikki News, Phyllis Crawford. It's the gas line for me, Nikki News says. And Chanel McCall say they gave her $22,000 after her accident. And listen, $22,000 is a lot of money. I mean, 22,000. Let me see something real quick here. Okay, let me see something. Let me see something. Now, here's the thing. Even though $22,000 was given, we don't know how that $22,000 was spent, right? So, trying to find something here. Y'all give me a moment. We are live on tour, y'all. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have you here. I'm seeing something real quick, y'all. I'm trying to see something. Okay. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna show y'all this, right? So for $22,000, let me get up here. So for $22,000, right? This is a Kia K5, right? This is a Kia K5. Very, very nice car. So here are the features here. 1.6 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with 180 horsepower, 195 pounds-foot of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission, 18-inch alloy wheels, driver mode select, LED headlights, 64 mid split folding rear seat with center armrest. And here is all of it right here, right? Rear camera, touchscreen display, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, push button start, remote start, dual zone climate control, smart trunk, Bluetooth, wireless technology, auto emergency braking, technology, pedestrian detection, blind spot detection technology, rear cross traffic collision voice assistant, lane keeping, following assist technology, lane exit assist, high beam assist, driver attention warning with leading vehicle departure alert. Okay, so this is $26,745. Here are some accessories here. Now, this is the payment calculator, right? So let's just say that financing, right? And let's say $22,000, right? Is that right? Let me make sure that that's right. So that is that. Hang on. Just trying to see something. Calculate payment. Why does it not allow me to do what I need to do here? Back to build. 48 months, cash down. Anyway, $456. But basically, that would be a brand new car. She could have got a K5 LS forward sedan for basically free. Okay, so that's the thing, right? Right. So that now that's just an example, right? That's just an example. Anyway, I don't know why. Hang on. Leave this page. Okay, anyway, we'll get back to that because I do want to show y'all the actual payment with that. But anyway, let me go back to the comments here because we are live. I already talked about that. Phyllis Crawford says, yes, Nikki. Chanel McCullum says, but she keeps saying she wasn't into materialistic things. So which is it? I think that is a really good point of contention because she keeps saying the things that she remembers that are materialistic, but yes, she's not into those things. That's the least they could do. Given that she was treated like an unwanted pest. Oh, you really feel like they treated her like a pest, though? For real, for real? Wow. I don't think they said that she was a pest, but like we said, everything's in the eye of the beholder. It's all love, Nikki News. You know I love you very much. Judy Cornell, welcome in. Glad to have you here for the first time. Lexi went on the show to be messy. She said Nell was with child but the years are not adding up. She kept contradicting herself. Chanel McCullough. Lexi went on the show because Chris told her that she'll be able to promote her business. I'm not going to blame her rather for being mistreated by her 304 father. Oh my. Oh, Nikki News, you making me sit up straight tonight. I listen. This is a different side, Nikki News now, but I'm not mad at it though, because there is humanity and layers to everybody. But Nikki News is making me sit up straight tonight with her commentary. My Lord Jesus. Have y'all ever had somebody that that just make you just kind of sit back and be like, good damn. Just good a damn. Oh Lord. Let me see here. Oh Lord. Okay. Let's see here. Alpha MC said the Fletcher's nail gave $22,000 to Lexi. She also received insurance since she totaled the car. Alpha MC says, in my opinion, Lexi has a huge entitlement issue. No matter what they do for her, she'll never be happy. Nikki News says you don't have to call someone a peasant to treat them as such. I do agree with that. Olympia Sample. Simple. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Honestly, there's always a sibling who feels that they have received less than everyone else, and it gets the worst of them when they get married because they have a spouse egging them on. From my experience, I do agree with that. Everybody, just because everybody is in a family doesn't mean everybody has the same perspective of being a family member. So I'm very astute and well point there. So Lexi said they never attended anything of hers in terms of the events that Lexi was going through Jack and Jill, through cheerleading game, the football games where she was a cheerleader. Lexi said when Nell said that Lexi cussed her out, that they were actually on good terms. And then she swore her kid's life that Lexi swore her kid's life that she was there to promote the business. Can y'all quit swearing on your kids' lives? Like Kiki said the same thing. I swear on my kid. Don't swear on your kids. Your kids had nothing to do with this. Hell, swear on your favorite drink of alcohol that you were there. Don't swear on your kids. Do you realize life and death is in the power of your tongue? Don't do that ish. Like y'all gotta stop. Not y'all. I'm just saying, like, please stop that. Jesus. And then you wonder why the kids turn out the way they are because you sweared on them. Stop that. Jesus Christ. Like I said, I'm 29 years old telling y'all what to do when y'all should be doing the reverse. Y'all should be telling me what to do. How in the hell am I a family of one knowing not to swear on kids' life, but y'all got kids and y'all swear on y'all kids' life? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Shit. Anyway, let's roll on. So Lexi told Alan not to say anything. Because remember when Alan was at the table, and he didn't say nothing at all. Remember how we talked about that in the 901 videos, and also too in the after show that Alan was the only person that didn't look like them, sound like them, or move like them. So him saying something was not going to help at all. But we did not know that Lexi told Alan not to say anything. And Lexi then said, with that scene that happened outside, that Lexi said when she cried, she hoped Chris would say something. So here it is, right? And Nikki News, I'm with you on Team Lexi, but Nikki News, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation between me and you, and everybody chime in. If you say that your dad has never been there, right? And you say your dad is this, that, and the third, then why did you want him to come outside when you were crying if you say you don't care about him? I'm going to give some space for that conversation. Just let's have the conversation here for a good chunk, because we're almost at the end of this anyway. But I really want to go at that point, because when she said that, right, I felt, okay, so you can't stand your dad, but yet you wanted your dad to come outside when you were crying. So which is it? What we see is only what we see or don't see or know at all. I agree. I mean, does that question make sense to y'all? Because that confused me a little bit. And like I said, it goes back to Lexi is trauma bonded to her father. That's why. Okay. So Nikki News, can you at least agree with me that point was at least a little bit confusing? Just a little bit. You don't have to agree with me fully, okay? But just at least get look. In the words of Nene Leaks, do we at least see each other? Do we at least see each other? Hashtag, do we at least see each other? Because I do think that was a huge point of contention. How can you not want to care about your dad, but yet you want your dad outside, to come outside when you were hurt? So I think that this interview really came from a place of hurt. Phyllis Crawford says she is bitter, hurt, confused, mad. Chanel McCullum said that she is stuck on the hurt that she had from childhood. Let's see. So Lexi and Alan took some THCA before they got in. So I was gonna go to this dinner until I got high. I was gonna eat that good cooking until I got high. I was gonna say something at this dinner, but I don't know why. Why don't you know? Because I got high. Because I got high. La da 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 da. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hang on, yo. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry. Say hi, Razy. Say hi. Say hi, Razy. Say hi. Say hi, Razy. Say hi. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, that is the song of everybody who either does weed or has a weed moment of, I was going to do something until something came up. That is the official song for everybody. Okay, listen. Let's roll. Nikki Dew says, I do agree. Thank you for that, beautiful. I appreciate you so much for that. Because you didn't have to agree, but I just wanted to at least bring up just a point of contention that could have had a different point of view. So I thank you for your graciousness. Love you, value, appreciate you, Nikki Dew, as I often do. And will always. But I don't feel she's bitter. She's hurting. Chris is still a 304. Look at how he dressed for the name changing ceremony. Wait, how did he dress for the name changing ceremony? I thought didn't he have on like a black shirt and some black pants? Nikki News, give details or give intel, because I'm a little confused. Like, how did he dress? Phyllis Crawford is saying, hang on, let me get Razy back on here. So Phyllis Crawford is saying, hey to Razy, and Kastory B is saying, hey to Razy. See, there are people that like you. Thank y'all. By the way, can I just say, like, Braylon really deserves all the flowers, love, and respect. Like, he gives so much more than he has ever seen, respected, or ever embraced for. He deserves more love than he gets. You know what, Razy? I love you. Thank you so much for you're so kind, Razy. You really are kind. His shirt was opened in the front. Okay, wait a minute. How open? Hang on. Before that, I feel like she's bitter towards now from Chanel McCullum. I think I read that, but I don't know. Nikki, he's a 304, still an old one. To use a line from Martin, he's a player from the Himalayas. Let's see. So wait a minute. How open was his shirt? Like, was it like Black and Dale's, that's Black and Chippendales open, or was it just like kind of just, because, here's the thing, right? When it comes to, shirts, they can be a little tight, so maybe you might open up the button just to breathe a little bit. But how open was it? Because I don't remember it. I just remember it was black. And that's not me being selective. That's me being real deal schmeal with you. Let's see. Alf MC says, I read the statement once. Every child in the family will receive a different experience from the same parent because parents evolve and learn. Some parents don't evolve the way that we want. Going back to that pint-sized capacity and 10-gallon capacity. And what did Bishop T.D. Jakes say? They were broken when you got them. Inappropriate for his age. My husband is younger than Chris and would dress like that for a formal event. Okay, I can receive that. If it is a formal affair, then you have it, buttoned up. You know what I mean? You just gotta make sure your shirt matches, your body. That's all. Yes, Alf, Phyllis Crawford says, let's see here. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick 318 with the laughing emojis. Cause story B Alpha MC, that's definitely true. That used to be my jam. With the because I got high, hashtag because I got high. La da 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 da. Phyllis Crawford says, yes, Nikki, Chris glamorizes, and my husband is in great shape. Nikki News, not you saying that you and him go to the print press together and make issues and copies together. Okay. All right. I see you. Look, I see you. Okay. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, in the words of Ruben Stur, in the words of the Velvet Teddy Bear, Ruben Stur, this is I'm sorry for 2004. I'm not gonna mess up no more this year. And I take my one chance and make it real clear. Damn, I'm sorry. Alf MC says Chris does have some 304-ish behavior. But BTS and probably didn't do right incorporating Lexi into his new family. And Nikki News said, yes, we do. Laughing emojis. Look, hashtag as we slept the night away as we lay. Ooh, we forgot about tomorrow as we lay. Ooh, hey, as we lay. We got something in common, cause you mean so much to me. You should be hashtag plain to see that we got something in common. Just a little bit loud, come on. Just a little bit louder, really, really do. Let's roll on. We're live on tour. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Oh, my Lord. Phyllis Crawford with laughing emojis. Chris is a peacock. Oh, Lord. He shows his feathers and his feathers puff out like a peacock. Use that for your imagination, for what you believe your imagination can handle. Nikki News says, Alpha MC that part. Oh, Lord. Okay. That almost took me out. So Nikki, not Nikki, Lord help. See where we are. This is what happens when we're live on tour. Cause Story B, we're laughing emojis. All right, we're almost done. So Lexi said that Kayla was Switzerland and was the exception to the rule, but she's a clout chaser when Kayla called, Lexi a itch because she wants to be an NFL wife. Now, once again, really? If that's her barometer, okay. Like, I don't think she said that because she wanted to be an NFL wife, because the NFL, respectfully, doesn't watch the Oprah Winfrey Network like that. Okay, listen, I'm just gonna be real about it. They may watch it from time to time for entertainment, but they're not involved. They're not in case they're not swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Lord help. And Nikki, don't you respond if y'all get the hollowed up. No, I know I opened up that portal for that joke, but no. No, I did 3 musical references in one sentence. No. But I love you anyway. Hashtag we both have each other covered in that department, Braylon. Listen. And the laugh of look, where is it? What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Anyway, Chris and Nell came from poor background. Hang on, let me get Louisiana Chick's comment in here very respectfully. Okay. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick 318 said Chris and Nell came from poor backgrounds in the deep south, like many of us, so they got money now. They like to overdress as typical when you come from nothing. Exactly, because you want to enjoy what you have. Exactly. Laughing emojis from Nikki News, laughing emojis from Phyllis Crawford. I think Kayla said that to you, Lexi, because Kayla wasn't saying that you were an itch. You were just exhibiting itch behavior, according to her. And I'm using Ty Chrisley's words because Ty Chrisley said that to, in fact, a white woman on the Steve Harvey talk show when he was in Chicago. He said, I'm not saying that you are 304. I'm saying you exhibiting 304 behavior. So giving you the tea set as Lexi, what was your biggest takeaway? Biggest takeaway was that Fletcher's can be good reality TV, but they don't have anything to maul after. They don't have anything to maul after, but yet you wanted to be respected, loved, and embraced by them. Okay. And that she has no reason to hate now. But yet you said that she won because she was pregnant. What? Hashtag what? And then Lexi says that she wasn't going to do any interviews until it hurt her mom. Now listen, just because something hurts your mom doesn't mean that pain should be given as an outlet to people that should not be in your business, okay? And then giving you the tea, say if you ever want to come on, much love, we can talk, thank you. And that was the interview, y'all. I'ma drop the link because I know y'all got a lot to say. I got a lot to hear. Oh, Lord. And I want y'all to come up. I want y'all to give me the real, what you thought about my review. What did you think about the interview? And I want y'all to be real, raw, honest with me. Now, y'all know, say what you need to, but keep it real with me, okay? And respectful and in love, okay? Because I do the same thing to y'all, okay? Listen, I'm just saying. The link is pinned if you guys want to come up, okay? All right, I'm going to turn off my camera now because I've done the whole show for an hour. All right, y'all. I'll wait for y'all to come on up on StreamYard because I know some of y'all got something to say. There ain't no way with this virtual tour live, y'all not going to come up on StreamYard with me on this one because I know y'all got something to say. I know you do. I absolutely know you do. Whew, man. I hope that in my review of this interview that I was understanding, I was kind, and I embraced the responsibility of connecting with the emotionality of what was said in this interview. There's a lot of ways that this interview could have went, from giving you the real tea to Lexi. But I hope I did my job tonight. I really do. I really, really do. So on top with Louisiana Chick said, Braylon, you're messing with some great hits, sir. Oh, my Lord Jesus Christ, help, Father God. Listen. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so. Lord Jesus. Ah, Lord. But no, y'all let me know what y'all think of the interview. What did y'all think of the review? Y'all come on up on StreamYard. I know some of y'all are comfortable, for you bougie bougetto and sophisticated people. And y'all are comfortable for you regular people. But no, come on up on stream, y'all. Want to hear from you in the live chat. What you guys thought of the interview, my review. Did I cover everything? Did I leave things out? Was I too hard? Was I too light? Like, let me know, because I hope I had the emotional intelligence to deliver this review. You know what I mean? And before people ask, if you felt so confident in reviewing it, why are you asking? Because that's the only way you get better, people. That's the only way you get better. So, oh my Lord. Ooh, man. You know what? We don't gotta say the quiet part out loud, Swamp Talk. First of all the laughing emojis with the face palm and red flag. This is how many red flags I got. One, I'm counting the last red flag to this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Sir, you have many talents, sir. Believe the singing to the singers. Listen, that's why I host, okay? I'm a host. I'm not a singer, okay? Listen. But also, too, you gotta give me credit for those references, though. Those came through when they need to be applied. You understand? Listen. 11 people in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. We have been on the highways and byways of the possibilities of what could be of this virtual tour live, of giving you the real tea and the Lexi Mccollum interview for 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 55 seconds. Glad to have you here. These people here in the live chat are the legendary tourists, as the legendary Alpha MC calls us, the virtual travelers, the virtual tour family. If you want to join us, you gotta come out the bushes. But listen, you can ask these good people here. We are very fair. We're understanding, and we definitely give grace over here. And if you want to be a part of it, then hit the subscribe button, hit the all notification bells. That way you can be notified any and every time I upload or go live, which is very often. And yeah, so listen. See, here's the thing, right? What am I supposed to do when something is set up for me? What am I supposed to do, right? Y'all know I'm not regular schmegular. Well, I mean, I am regular schmegular, but there's levels to my regular schmegular philosophy on things, okay? So, like, listen. Oh, my Lord, okay. Oh, my Lord Jesus, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Sorry, y'all. Oh, my Lord. Y'all, I am laughing so damn hard from y'all. My Lord Jesus. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are live on tour. Oh, my Lord Jesus. I am laughing so hard because of y'all. Y'all got me in just such... I'm in a laughing hangover right now because of y'all. Okay, that's what y'all did to me. That's what y'all did to me. Okay. Oh my Lord Jesus. 9 people in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. Really, I really do mean that. So, oh man. Let me go back through here. Thank everybody who came through and who is here. Nikki News, thank you. Swamp Talk Louisiana Chick, 318, thank you. Phyllis Crawford, thank you. Story B, thank you. Alpha MC, thank you. Let me see. Chanel McCullough, thank you. Let's see here. Little Simple, thank you. Judy Connell, thank you. Let's see. Trying to make sure I get everybody because there's a lot of people in the chat. G baby who baby, thank you. Let's see here. Trying to make sure I go through all of them. Tyler and Timon G Mom, thank you for being here. Phyllis Crawford, thank you. Let's see here. Thank you for the super chat. Nikki News, appreciate you. Nedra Montgomery, thank you. Let's see here. Mary H. French, thank you as well. Rosary, thank you. Let's see here. All right, I think that is everybody. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Like I said, I'm going to be here, 6 people are still in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. We're just chilling out at this point. Like I said, if you guys do want to come on up, please do. Would love to hear from you on what you thought of my review of this interview. You know what? I will say this. I think, and I'm not just saying this because I did the review, but I think I was actually very sincere. I think I was very sincere in this review. I really mean that. I think I was very, very sincere in this review because what I did not want to do is, add fuel to a fire that was already going. So I hope that I did my job tonight. I think I did, because from what I am seeing in the chat, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think from the chat, from what I'm seeing, it looks like it's 50-50 here. I could be completely wrong, but y'all let me know what y'all are thinking, feeling, and moving. I think it's 50-50 here. I think that, Team Lexi is in the house, but I also think there's some people that are not Team Lexi. So I think it's 50-50, at least on this live and from this channel. I think that this was a very equally distributed and weighted live. And I'm not just saying that because I did the review. I'm saying that because as I was speaking and looking at the chat, I think, we were both vibing. The audience here and I were vibing very heavily tonight. You know what I mean? So I think that this is a good live. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody kissed anybody's behind in this review. Rather, I think things were called out, but they were called out respectfully. And I also think too, this goes to show how tricky emotionality is when it hits home. You know what I mean? So this was definitely probably one of the most emotionally heavy lives that we've done. Y'all can let me know if I'm wrong, because y'all been on tour with me for a good minute now. We've done many tours together, and more tours to come. In Jesus' name, yes, 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 amen, amen, amen. But I think this one was probably one of the most emotionally heavy tours, because there were so many things to cover, and there were so many different points of view on how to go about this, that nobody was really going to be happy with this review, right? But I do think that even though everybody may not be happy with this review, I do think people will at least be comfortable with this review. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I think it is better to be comfortable in something rather than trying to make everybody happy. And I think people will be comfortable with this review when they do watch it. Because I think that this was, and I say this sincerely, I think if you, and I'm talking to the replay gang now as well, and to all of you, I think if you go back and watch this, and don't worry, it will have timestamps, people. It will have timestamps. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the timestamps and all the lives. I think that has really not only just helped the viewership, but I think that has helped the engagement too. And also, too, the thing I love about Tammy AI is that you get very descriptive timestamps. And even if you don't watch the live, you even see from the timestamp review that every virtual tour live has soul in it. But I do think that when you watch this review, I think your voice will be heard in this live. I think if you're on Team Lexi, your voice is heard in this live. If you are not Team Lexi, your voice is heard in this live. If you don't know about Lexi, but you're open-minded, your voice was heard in this live. I don't think anyone's voice was not heard in this live. I really believe that. So, oh man, 7 people still here in the building with me. Like I said, if y'all want to come up on StreamYard, please feel free to do that. Would love to hear from you. Like I said, the live chat is chatting tonight. 5 people now are in the building. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. It is definitely live tonight. So sorry, y'all. Oh wow, that is big. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna share this because this is a big damn deal. I was going to wait for Monday, but this literally came through. This literally came on my phone here. Man, anyone can have power. It takes a somebody to execute it. Give me a moment, y'all. We are live on tour. Like I said, feel free to come on up on StreamYard, or participate in the live chat. Glad to have all of you here. Let me do this. Let me make sure that I can actually see the article, because y'all know sometimes they'll make you pay just to see. Okay. Yep, I figured that much. Okay. Okay, hang on. Let's see here. All right, so here is this story here. Let me get it up for y'all. Now, this just happened, okay? This just happened. From Business Insider, Megan Thee Stallion and Warner Music Group signed innovative new agreement that allows her to stay independent while working with the company's resources. So Friday, today, Warner Music Group has signed a new agreement on Friday, Business Insider learned. The unique deal allows Megan to stay independent while leveraging the major label's global resources, and she will also retain full ownership of her masters in publishing through the agreement. How about that? Through the and this is a statement from Megan's rep. Through the unique structure of the agreement, Megan will have distribution resources with Warner Music, while she has full ownership of her masters in publishing. In this agreement, three-time Grammy-winning artist will release music through Hot Girl Productions, her independent music and entertainment entity, and simultaneously work with Warner Music and its international affiliates. Additionally, Megan has full creative control of her music releases, along with the option of bringing artists that are signed to her imprint through the Warner Music Group ecosystem. The deal follows an October 2023 settlement between Megan and her former label 1501 Certified Entertainment. The settlement ended a years-long legal battle over what she called a unconscionable unconscionable contract with the label, which she alleged prevented her from releasing new music and withheld royalties. Following the settlement, Megan released two independent singles, Cobra and Hiss, the latter which stands as number one on Apple Music Global Chart, US Spotify's US chart, and YouTube's trending music chart a week after its release. This is the beginning of an exciting new chapter of my life and career, Megan told Business Insider. I'm really focused on building my empire, growing as an entrepreneur, and proud to take this next step in my journey and work with Max Luzada and the entire Warner Music Group team in this new capacity. I know we're going to create history together. Warner Music Group 300 Entertainment subsidiary previously distributed music from Megan. Distributed Megan's music from 2018 until November last year. Jay-Z's Rock Nation will continue managing Megan following the new agreement from Warner Music Group. Megan is not just a superstar. Warner Music Group recorded music. CEO Max Lozada says she's an artistic force and mogul in the making, authentic and unapologetic in define her own unique place in the cultural landscape. So many relate to her remarkable story, have witnessed her come into her power on her own terms. At Warner, we're about creating an environment where original talents can explore both their creativity and entrepreneurialism while building long-term careers. Following her success with 300, we're excited to continue our journey with Megan through this dynamic new partnership with our global team's infrastructure and expertise, supporting her every step of the way. Megan continues to be an absolute trailblazer. Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez said, this new chapter with Warner Music Group will shift the landscape of the music industry and empower other independent artists to follow in her footsteps and claim their power. Is also a testament to Max's ability to reimagine relationships that major music companies can engage with independent artists. Congratulations to Megan Thee Stallion for getting her masters. Now, see what happens when you do wrong by people. When you do wrong with the devil, God makes sure things are right through him. My Lord, my Lord. Woo, that's some good news, ain't it? That's some good news. We're here for that news. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, I think that's a good way to end the show. Let me ask the legendary tourist of virtual travels and virtual tour family if this is a good point in stopping the show. Is it time to end the show? I feel like y'all are going to say yes. I feel like y'all are going to say yes. Maybe. We'll see. And thank y'all for coming through tonight. It really, it never it's never lost on me that you guys take time out to come over here and invest in me. It really sincerely means the world to me. And every time I go live, I feel like I get better and better and better and better. Because the only way that you do get better is by going for things in life, right? So yes, indeed, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Let's see here. What are y'all saying here? So nobody's saying anything with that, but 4 people are still here in the building. Glad to have y'all here. Hey, Miss Denise, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. We are still live on tour. Glad to have you. Man, this really was a good live, though. This really, really was a good live. And I hope, and like I said, I hope everybody enjoys the replay. I think people will. I think this one, I think this one's definitely going to get some views for sure, because like I said, the emotionality that was put forth into this review, I like I said, not everybody's going to be happy with this review, but I think people are going to be comfortable. I really, really do. I really, really do. So what I will do is this. Okay. Yes. Okay. So what I'll do is this. Well, I'll go all the way up to 20 minutes and then I'll end it with the daily motivator. So that's what we'll do there. That is what we will do there. Yes, indeed. Oh man, so y'all got any plans for the weekend? Hopefully all is good with y'all. Let me see here. Let me refresh it. Oh wow, 34 likes. Y'all are absolutely amazing. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. By the way, y'all, that TikTok thing that I told y'all about with the music group. Yeah, the music group, it happened. I was on my TikTok and I had to replace some songs because, Universal Music Group actually pulled away their songs. So like it's affected everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm all right. I'm gonna end it a little early. I was gonna wait till 20, but I'm like, no, at this point, I think we're good to go. Let me get the great day motivator up for y'all. Oh Lord, this one right here. Oh, okay. All right, Ralph Morrison. All right, Ralph Morrison, I see you. Let me get it up here. Let me get it up. 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 It's time for the Daily Motivator by Ralph Morrison for Friday, February 2nd, 2024. No one has less serenity than the person who does not know what is right or wrong. Ryan Holiday. I'm going to read that 2 more times. No one has less sincerity than the person who does not know what is right or wrong. No one has less sincerity than the person who does not know what is #right or wrong. Ryan Holiday. A great quote, rather. It's time for the Daily Motivator for Friday, February 2nd, 2024. Complicated mess. It's a highly complex world out there. However, in that complexity, you'll find plenty of opportunities to live with grace, goodness, and fulfillment. Various simple factors do exert their influences, but no one thing is going to cause or solve all your problems all the time. Living with positive purpose requires navigating through the complexity with persistence, with fortitude. You must be willing and able to pick yourself up after the win and win after repeated defeats. Quick and easy answers make for powerful promises, yet always there are a lousy strategy. Set a clear and meaningful goal, then be willing to work your way through the complicated mess of reality in order to get there. Much opportunity exists in the complexity of life. Embrace that complexity, understand and appreciate your ability to deal with that, and live the success that is yours to achieve. Ralph Morrison. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Complicated mess. I think that's what we tackled tonight, right? We tackled it. We tackled it. Lord help. Making up words. We tackled a complicated mess tonight of a point of view from Lexi Mccollum, a daughter of a black family that was on reality TV, and some hurt that has many different levels and many different depths of emotionality. And I think even though things are complicated, you attack the issues, not the person. So that's the first thing about complicated mess. You have to attack the issues, not the person. Second thing, you have to, it says here, living with positive purpose requires navigating through the complexity with persistence and fortitude. As we did this review, hey, Mr. Denise, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hey, Nikki News, much love to you as always. As we navigated this live tonight, it was with persistence and fortitude, right? There were times where the chat was, in the words of Eminem, hashtag knees weak, arms heavy like spaghetti. And there's a lot of different ways this review could have went tonight. What I appreciate about the legendary tourists, that's the legendary Alpha MC calls us, the virtual travelers, the virtual tour family, is that families are not going to agree on everything, but families always going to agree about being family. That also is important when you're going through a complicated mess. You may not agree on everything, but what is the one fundamental goal or value that you all can agree on? So let's review. First thing about a complicated mess. In order to get through a complicated mess, you have to attack the issues, not the person. Second thing is you are not going to agree on everything, but what is one thing that you can agree on to get through this complicated mess? And finally, in order to clean up this mess, you have to be able to bring cleaning solution to the mess, not add to it. You have to bring cleaning solution to a mess, not add to the mess. And we are all guilty of it. I think we've all been cleaning solutions to a mess, and we all been mess to a mess. But, or in the same token, sometimes we have to get through the complications of a mess in order to be able to walk on the floor to the other side of that healing. So, with that being said, oh Lord, talk about emotionality tonight. I see nobody want to come up on StreamYard. That's totally fine. I just want to drop the StreamYard link because one thing to know and two things for sure, I never, ever want to leave a live without your voice being heard. Because once I hit in that stream, that is it for this stream. That is it for this virtual tour that we've taken. But I just want you to know that this was not an easy live for me. Because for one, I was reviewing an interview about a black woman and her emotionality of being a child in a family. And being a black man, talking about a black woman, sometimes it never comes out in the wash. But like I said, everybody may not be happy with this review, but I believe you will be comfortable and your voice will be heard. But most of all, I hope that you feel, embrace, and see that the soul of what needed to be said was said, and we gave a damn about. So with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube, if I do say so myself. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always born a blessing. Trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? Is nothing be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll rise up to be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you are trying to bring some coolness to a valley that's got heat in it, with all emotions from every point of view. Make sure the replay is not just ready for you to watch it, not just ready for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, when you receive love, you got to give it. Or receive love, you got to give it. Or receive love, you got to give it. Whatever obstacles you have overcome, whatever successes you have achieved, I am extremely proud of you. But if no one else is proud of you, be proud of your damn self on this particular day. And finally, y'all, let's allow ourselves to have a future. I'm going to say that again. Hashtag, let's allow ourselves to have a future. And you're probably thinking, Brandon, what do you mean let's allow ourselves to have a future? We can approve or deny our future by what we give to it, okay? That's all I'm asking. So with that being said, enjoy the fireworks for the day that was, for the day that's to come, and for the blessings that are on the way for you, me, as a people, as a society, and as a culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Enjoy the fireworks. Good night, everybody. Much love. Bye-bye.